Today we will be going over 2 right-to-learn strategies and how they pertain to Night by Eli Wiesel. First, I would like to tell you a little bit about the text. We will be using this text in the content area of social studies. It is also at a 10th grade reading level according to Lexile. The book that we will be using today is called Night, and the author is Eli Wiesel. It is a non-fiction text. Inside of my classroom, I did 2 strategies that are right to learn. The first strategy I use is the bio poem. I chose this strategy because it helps the students with their writing, and it also allows them to get to know characters throughout the text. When it comes to a bio poem, you can also call it an I am poem. The bio poem consists of creating a poem about a character found within the text. The bio poem is set up where it goes, the first line is going to be the first name of the character. The second line, you're going to use 4 traits that describe the character. Line 3 is going to be a relative of the character. Line 4 is how the character feels, 3 things. Line 5 is what the character needs, also 3 things. Line 6 is what the character gives throughout the story, which is going to be 3 things. And line 7 is the last name. The following is an example bio poem that I created about Eli Wiesel because he is the main character in the book Night. So I did Eli, brave, clever, strong, resilient, relative of Zipporah, who feels tired, less human, and attacked, who needs help, faith, and family, who gives advice, love, and loyalty, Wiesel. So I stayed with the way the bio poem outline was, and I created a poem that basically explains who Eli Wiesel is as a person throughout the text. The second strategy that I use inside my classroom is unsent letters. I decided to use this strategy because it helps students with their writing, and it also allows them to be a little more creative using this strategy. This strategy allows students to participate in role play and also to use their imagination. It also helps the students engage in evaluative learning. The unsent letters has the students focus on the info they have been learning throughout the lesson and put it into a certain perspective. In the next 2 slides, I have done a step-by-step evaluation of an unsent letter prompt. Basically, step 1, you're going to explain to the students what they will be writing about. First, you need to make sure that all students know how to write a letter. If they haven't, you need to go over the date, greeting, paragraphs, and closing of the letter. The second step is you're going to give the students a prompt. Inside my classroom, I gave the students the following prompt. You have become one of the survivors of the concentration camp Auschwitz. You are one of the few that fled to the United States. One day you come across a newspaper article that talks about some of the SS officers who worked at the camp and the trial they are on for their crimes against humanity. One officer quotes, "I did nothing wrong. I was simply following orders from my commanding officer." This makes you outraged, and you decide to write a letter to the newspaper to express what these men did to you. Step 3 is once all students have read over the prompt, spend some time discussing the purpose of the assignment and make sure they are aware that it is a persuasive essay. So basically, you just need to make sure that all students are aware of the assignment and the quality you are looking for. Step 4 is you can allow your students to begin writing, and once they have completed it, they can have another student edit their paper and make corrections before turning it in. Included in this slide is an example of an unsent letter that was written according to the prompt that was given throughout the steps. The letter is dated August 3rd, 1945. To whom it may concern, my name is August Tibbleton and I am a survivor of the concentration camp Auschwitz. I am writing to you to tell you about the experiences I encountered due to the SS officers that are on trial at this time. There were many nights when I went without food and all I had was the ground to lay on. Many nights I cried myself to sleep because I felt as if I would be sick from the lack of food. At night I could hear the screams of my people as they were being murdered in cold blood. The smoke from the fires that burned the women and children soaked through the tent and barracks where many of us slept. In my life I have learned that everyone has a choice no matter the circumstances. I chose to stay alive and fight for my freedom, although many nights I felt like I was dying and did not want to go on. My reason for this letter is to show everyone that the SS officers did have a choice. They could have chose to not torture us and murder my people. They could have chosen to set us free and be human beings. They could have chosen to be good. Sincerely, August Templeton. The two strategies that I used in my classroom are excellent right-to-learn strategies, and I encourage them to be used in any classroom whenever they can. So that's a wrap.